Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, honey, and this is the finale of the reunion. Okay, The Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, part 2 reunion. And I like to call this wasted time, wasted footage, wasted patience. All of it was for nothing. Okay, I have never in my life, look, let me put some ice in my thing. I got to get some ice in my cup. Okay, I hope everybody is having a great Sunday. We're going to sit here and we're going to discuss the reunion. We're going to also discuss the interview that fake cousin Courtney did, okay, to read her for filth as well, because she deserves it, okay? It's a lot of things that Courtney do deserve, okay? Reading for filth, okay, a better attitude, okay, some knowledge about herself, about how messy she is. But I am very aggravated because, in my opinion, this was just a waste of a season, a waste of footage, a waste of microphone space, a waste of MP3 players playing the audio of what they said. I have never in my life seen a worthless 2-part season finale. The season wasn't even as horrible as what this reunion was. This is how I can tell. Okay, everybody can tell. The producers was like, we don't like them no more. We don't want them no more. We don't care no more, because they chopped up this reunion and brought us the B of the S. Okay, now look, y'all know a couple of things I need y'all to do for me. Okay, and one of those things is please be sure to subscribe. Okay, subscribe to my channel, become a whole JayBird, and like the video. Okay, liking the video helps it, reach other people. Okay, make sure to share the video. Okay, comment in the comment section because we are going to have a conversation about the time that was wasted today on September 11th, 2023. They could have did all kind of stuff, all kind of ways, on all kind of days, and they chose to waste our time today. Okay, people out here unhoused and could have used their houses, housewife houses, to live life, and y'all around here wasting time. I am, girl. Let me get on camera. I'm trying to get my water together. Y'all don't know how aggravated I am, honey. I can't believe they wasted this. Look, wasted a whole season. My ice is frozen. Wasted a whole season for nothing. Okay, there we go. Girl, why is my thing frozen? Wasted my time. Wasted my day. Wasted everybody's time being mad at the wrong people. Oh, y'all, let me hit this. Hold on a second. I had to mute it. I'm just aggravated because I also feel like all the good parts of the reunion was leaked on social. They all the little sneak peeks was the whole damn reunion. There was nothing for us to watch on the damn show. The conversation with Drew, the conversation with Ralph, the conversation with Kenny and Sheree, or Kenny and whoever else. I was like, why are we here? For what? I don't understand. Y'all, I'm also mad that my damn my ice at the bottom is stuck and I don't have nothing to stick down there. Hold on, give me one little second. Give me one little second, y'all, and like the video. Wait, let me see what like the video. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to, because I haven't drank no water. But right, the plastic. Well, I'm like, Lord, I was trying to get it down there, but it wasn't working. These hoes, no ma'am, no sir, not today. Not ever. I feel cheated. I feel hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. I feel catfished. All the words. Okay, all the words that means it was some fake and fugaziness and someone truthful and the devil is a lie. Okay, that's what I felt like. That's what I felt today. Okay, that's why I called this thing wrong button. Okay, wasted time, footage, and patience for nothing. They sit around here, get dressed up, got their hair done, got their makeup done for no good reason. Okay, we didn't need it. And that's why I was like, well, maybe y'all ought to do a live today. And I'm happy I'm coming to y'all today so y'all can feel the aggravation. My reads will probably be better because I'm activated. Okay, y'all want to activate some damn body. You activated me. I don't know who I'm more mad at. I don't know. Well, y'all know, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and pick at the top. And y'all know, subscribe, share, and like the video, comment in the comment section. This will be a conversation, for the ages. Now look. Oh, let me say some hi. Let me not be difficult, okay? Hey, how y'all doing? Hello to all the JayBirds. Hello to all the members. Hello to all the mods. Hello to all the newbies. Okay, we here. Hey. Welcome to the corner. Like the video on your way in. Hey to everyone, okay? I shouldn't have watched it. They get on my damn nerve. the whole damn time. Okay, not only was this a long season, it was a long pointless season. I don't mind long seasons. I don't mind TV shows that are, 16, 18, 24 episodes. I don't mind. I'm happy that this season, that the Shy is supposedly only 16 episodes. I don't mind shows that, are 16 episodes, 18 episodes. I don't mind that, but it has to make sense. It should be entertaining. I wasn't really watching when Drew was singing the whole time. I watched Drew sing to Ralph. I saw Ralph looking dumb, but we gonna get into that. Okay, it seemed like it was an attack Drew and Kandi show. Clearly Drew was hurting and Andy spent too much time on the marriage issues. We gonna get into that. Okay, you not like we just sometimes we just get it started. Okay, Sherelle, Marlo are horrible, and I hope they are trolling on this channel. They may be, they could be. I don't know. And look, that slipped out. That whole slipped out. It slipped out real easy too. I just Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 15. The fact that I'm gonna first get into let me get into Courtney first. Let's get into Courtney. I want to discuss Courtney's interview because it's not much at all. Where are my notes on Courtney? Hold on. Because I want to, we're gonna start with Courtney, and then we're gonna get into the Housewives of Atlanta. Because the Housewives of Atlanta is the main thing. Okay. I just, there's some hoes in the there's some hoes. This is in my head. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. It was more drama today than the entire season. But this is the thing. The drama on the reunion really had nothing to do with the season. That's what aggravates me. So damn stupid. Drew get karma for breaking up Mel and Derwin. That is hilarious. Okay. Let's quickly touch on Courtney and then get into the episode of the thing. Courtney did an interview, and the only reason I'm covering this is because I was like, let's cut her out a little bit real fast. Because her antics and what she was saying on the reunion, to me, show me, oh, she really wants to be on the show, and she's full of drama. Okay, she's full of drama. And even though she's doing current interviews, she know for a fact that she saw the season. She's seen how people have reacted to things she said, things she did, and she's still sitting around and with plausible deniability as if she don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're upset. I cannot be to you. La, 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 la. Oh, heifer. It made me mad. Now, she was on an interview. First of all, y'all, the interview, fucking find it. The interview came on like 5 or 6 days ago. Okay, 5 or 6 days ago. And 5 or 6 days ago, the interview as of today had maybe 500 views. I'm like, ma'am, you not even getting clocked. She was on the morning hustle. The morning hustle show, their radio show, and whatever. Honey, the fact that you think you not. I'm like, I ain't never seen anybody on the Housewives show do an interview and it was 500 views, meaning no one cared. No one cared, okay? But I saw it. Now, again, she was on the morning, and we have one short little clip, because that's fair use. Okay, it's like 10 seconds. Her comments on Kenya. Okay, and look, unverifiable cousin Courtney. I feel like since the reunion has aired, I don't think we will see or hear from her much, because for what? For what? Like, no one is going to be talking about, no one will be talking about anybody from the show unless they tweet about, and tweet for what? The show has aired. The show has aired. The show is over. And we don't know who has a job next season. So we should not hear from unverifiable fake cousin Courtney ever again. But I'm like, just remembering how amazing this show used to be and how serious we used to look at the women on this show. And now I'm like, this show is a joke. This show is a joke. Marlo's a joke. Courtney's a joke. Everyone is a joke. In one way or the other, everyone is a joke. No, her comments on Kenya. Okay. She said, I got Kenya bothered. I have her bothered. Okay. Kenya didn't like me because the show or the producers picked me as friend of instead of Kenya's friend Akila. Now, I would have preferred Akila. Listen to the thing. I don't need the friend ofs to be messy and all this shit. To me, the friends of should be friends of the ladies. You do not have to be a drama-filled friend, one causing friction and bull of the chick. You can be somebody that's a good kiki. It used to be Marlo used to be a friend of the show who was a good kiki. It wasn't this drama-filled messiness. It wasn't all of that. The fact that this heifer right here feel like she has to come here and be messy. The fact that she feel like her job is to be messy. The fact that she feel like she don't have Kenya bothered. She don't even have Sanya bothered. Not Kenya, not Kandi, not Drew. No, but she got Drew bothered. But that's because she is involving herself in Drew's marriage. So that's why Drew's bothered. That makes sense. Okay. But can you not bother by you, ma'am? She not. Can you not? Kandi not? Sanya not? Mark anybody? Andy not? Hell, child support not? And then when she spoke about her baby daddy, the dude from Rule 3, she said, well, we dated like a couple times or whatever. It wasn't even long. It sound like she knew him. They banged a little bit. She got pregnant and then that was it. And they just stayed friends. That's what it is. It wasn't this 20-year long off and on thing. It wasn't. We messed around a couple times, 2-3 times or whatever. I got pregnant. We were still cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing somebody getting knocked up and y'all stay friends. It's called co-parenting. But her saying Kenya was upset, and again, her interview is on the Morning Hustle. So you didn't say the Morning Hustle. The fact that she's saying Kenya is bothered by her and upset because they picked her over Keela, and that Kenya is the one who needs her peach snatch. This heifer right here said Kenya's the one who need her peach snatch because Kenya ain't give nothing. Kenya don't have no storyline. All she has is a divorce that's been going on for 5 years and raising her daughter. I say, bitch, what? Donkey kick. She says Kenya also allowed Roy to use her as marketing for his restaurant. But they wasn't really dating. Now, this is my thing. Everyone who come on this show, be it man, Peter advertised all of his fake ass, I won't say fake. Peter advertised all of his clubs when he was on the show and was with Cynthia. Ross is up here, and he's married to Sanya. Ross a little bit discussing the business they have in was it in Texas? In Texas, everyone on this show be showing something else. Martell was showing him on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bob showing that Sheree's foolish. Todd round here showing he's a producer. Mark showed he had clubs, a restaurant in Texas. We don't know what Ralph do. But everyone on here has always showed something else of what they do. So I feel like if she dating somebody, he owns a restaurant, why would I not, when I come visit her, why would I not bring food from my restaurant? If you don't, you dumb. You around here rocking that basic ass, made up ass, glued together ass, kitty ass necklace that you make. You trying to peddle your products around here. Why can't anybody else? It's a show that's supposed to be about showing what you got going on. Why would he not bring her food from his restaurant? Trust and believe. If Bravo cared, Bravo would have blurred it. I'm like, and this is, and I also want to say this. I feel like this. If Kenya was really dating people or bringing folks around to fake it, she would hire a professional who would do their job. She would not find someone who not going to really come around, because that's stupid. That's dumb. Kenya is smart at marketing. Okay, that's why we know Kenya more hair care, because she's great at marketing. If Kenya really wanted to fake something and have a fake relationship on the show, she would just hire a real person to do it and stay around it and keep doing it. She would not find random people who can't do the job that keep making her look stupid. Anyway, she then discusses her face being crooked, because Kenya has brought up in interviews since the show has been filmed, the show has been airing, how she needed to discuss her face, why her face like that, why her face is crooked. Okay, now that's because, as we now know, Courtney said while filming that Kenya's karma for how she is as a person was her falling and getting hurt on that trip. Okay. For you to say someone getting hurt is their karma. So their response was, "What? Talk about your face and what happened to your face." And she then said, "I was in a car accident with a drunk driver, okay, and I made the decision to not get my face fixed. I wanted to, do it for kids who were burn victims or accident people or whatever." And I said, "Girl, now we don't know when the accident happened. If she was a child, we don't know when. Childhood, teenagership, we don't know, because she didn't say when it happened. But I was in a car accident. My face got messed up. I did not want to have the surgery, so my jaw is crooked." And my thing was, which means, was that your karma? If you said Kenya falling was her karma, in my opinion, Kenya's point was, well, okay, was your karma your car accident? Because of what happened to me, is my karma, was that yours? And not only that, helpful, if that happened, why don't we know any of this? We don't know nothing about Courtney. She then went on to say, "Well, Kenya be spending $1,000 on Botox and filling her face every day?" And that's the difference between me and Kenya, is I don't have to spend 10 grand to have my face fixed. I'll keep my face crooked. And how they mad at me for calling her a mean girl, but they not mad at her for making fun of my face. I say no. To me, Kenya's shade was matched. You were in a car accident. But did you die? And y'all know that's real movie. That's real movie. My point is, you came at Kenya when she fell and got hurt. She came back at you, which to me may mean that Kenya may have known she was in a car accident. Her face got fucked up. Was that your bad karma? She's the fact that she was trying to correlate Kenya around here making fun of my face. So that means Kenya is also making fun of anybody's face who got hurt. Any kid who got hurt, anyone who was in an accident. She making fun of you. Don't make your shade somebody else's shade. That was shade for you. That's it. Just you. L'Oreal, who was the host, one of the hosts on the show, said it's crazy how the season didn't focus on any real issues. What you just brought up was a real issue, and they didn't talk about that. Like, it's crazy how they're discussing this reboot because the ratings are so bad, and they're not having these conversations of what happened in your life. I said, and Courtney, but will anyone watch? I don't know if they'll watch. I don't know why people think all we want is messy. We don't want messy. We grown. Courtney spent a whole season on the show, and no one knows anything about her. And will anyone watch if we discuss my face and my car accident and me deciding not to get surgery and not to get my jaw broken to make it align? Yeah, they will. You want to know why? The same reason that we seen Allison come on the show to discuss her mental health so that other people who go through it can feel seen. But you fake as fuck, though. Anyway, they asked about if she feels Kandi gets a pass on, not talking about, things that go on that goes wrong. No. On this interview, she did not. Well, I cut it off. The last 5 or so minutes, I walked away and had a plan I didn't hear. So she may have. The interview was only like 35 minutes. I walked away at 30-minute mark, and she did not mention anything about her, except stuff that she correlated to them. But with her talking about Kandi in the past, she said, well, no, Kandi just won't talk about stuff if she doesn't want to. If Kandi does not want to discuss it, she just won't. And for me, if someone asks me something, if someone wants me to bring up something messy on the show, and I don't want to because I either don't care or it's not my business, I just won't do it. Meaning I bring up other folks' business to be messy. They got on her speaking on Alice's mental health. Now, again, when this interview aired, again, 5 or 6 days ago. However, they're discussing the backlash from the video. So she know what she said, how folks took it. This heifer said, well, I said it because, my father was unalived by somebody with mental health issues. Okay. Now, in the comment section, folks were saying that her brother unalived their father because he had mental health issues, allegedly. I didn't say that. That's in the comment section of the video that she did. Okay, the interview she did on the Morning Hustle, in the comment section, they said it was her brother that did it because she kept saying a very close family member did it. So she said it was a family member. The comment section said it was allegedly her brother. Okay, anyway, she said because somebody close in the family unalived her daddy, and that person suffered from mental health issues, okay, that her family advocates for mental health. You know what I'm saying? And so because they advocate for mental health, I don't like people saying they're bringing awareness to mental health while drinking alcohol. I was like, bitch, what? It's weird to me that she is trying to put all mental health things, all mental illness things in one box and say anybody who have any kind of mental health, mental illness, mental wellness situationships can't drink nothing. You can't have no liquor, because if you do, Lord, gee, that sounds dumb. And you don't know Allison's medical history. You don't know Drew or Allison or Ralph well enough to have a clear understanding of what Allison is going through, what med she's on, if any, or if she is or is not allowed to drink. But to say, I don't like people saying they're bringing awareness, not verbatim. I took good ass notes. You hear me? I don't like people saying, and I have it on video, but I'm not gonna play the video, okay? Because it's too long. I don't like people saying they're bringing awareness to mental health, but will drink alcohol. So it triggered me. So I apologize to anyone who was offended by what I said, but don't act like, somebody has mental health issues while giving them alcohol to then come at me on the show. So she's still alleging that Drew gives her sister alcohol to come attack her. I'm like, this bitch. I'm like, this bitch. The fact that you know, ain't you supposed to be a crisis manager? Ain't you supposed to know how to fix shit? You digging yourself deeper in the hole of some bit. I'm telling y'all, I will play you, but I don't want to get flagged. I keep getting flagged. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. Matter of fact, I'm going to post what she said on my Instagram. So once we off this live, y'all, it will be on my IG. Okay, it will be on. I'm not gonna play it. But when we off here, I'm gonna post it. If y'all follow me on IG, you'll see it. I'm gonna post it on my IG. What she said verbatim. So if y'all are watching this back, go to my IG and you'll see what she said verbatim. Is it? Because it's not. I think the one I posted was her talking about Kandi. Let me be sure. No, I posted already what she said verbatim about her fake situation. I'm going to post other clips because, the video aired 6 days ago. I cite my sources, honey, because I don't have time for the bullshit. Because they be playing. And I'm telling y'all, share screen. Share. That's right. The video, the interview she did, okay, 6 days ago on September 4th, with the Morning Hustle, who has 24,900 subscribers on their YouTube thing, has 620 views. Okay. I want to find. Oh, there's something they deleted. Because it is said it was her brother. But it ain't that no more. They took it off. But that's what it was. That's what it said before. Because I was like, ooh, is that why, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to say the name of who it was. But I'm trying to see if it ain't on here. They took it off. They took it off. So we're going to see. But my point is, again, 6 days ago, and it has 620 views. Because don't nobody like that lady. Anyway. What was I saying? I forgot. I had to go look it up. Anyway, but I will post a full clip of what was said on my IG. Y'all can hear it from her own mouth. But again, she on some BS about that. Because who kind of doubles down on shading someone for whatever their mental illness, their mental health, their mental whatever their thing is. You don't know her like that to even keep commenting and to keep accusing people of feeding Allison liquor. Like, I'm just like, bitch, what is wrong with you? They act the good parts. Okay, the good part. Did I cover all of Kenya? I'm gonna try to cover all of Kenya. I think I did. Yes. So her discussing L'Oreal ad. Now I also want to say the issue I have with people who do interviews who try not to be biased, but they don't ask good follow-up questions. I'm like, if you can't ask good follow-up questions just for basic necessity, stop doing interviews. I'm just saying. So L'Oreal asked her, do you think your relationship with Ralph is appropriate? Hell no. Hells no. Okay. But she said our relationship was natural. I'm close with all my guy friends, so the same thing happened with Ralph. You know what I'm saying? And Drew was a part of our friendship, and Drew was involved in our friendship. Okay. You know, Ralph was the one sharing with me what he was going through with Drew. Okay. And Ralph was the one who warned me that Drew was a liar. Okay. And that when Drew did things that didn't sit well with me, I did expose things that Ralph told me to be messy because I was hurt. Not you admitting you were purposely trying to hurt and be messy towards Drew with the information you got from Ralph. And when you are a grown woman, because she's almost 50, okay, you're a grown woman of that age who was also divorced, who also has a grown ass daughter, you co-parent with the other man or whatever, you should know any man coming to you telling you things about his wife cannot be trusted. He don't know you. You don't know him, but you didn't care because you act like you want to fuck that man. But she said out her own mouth that Ralph told her stuff about him and Drew, and that when she felt like Drew did things that she didn't like, that she used that information to be messy because I was hurt. I was hurt, so I did use what he told me to be messy. She admitted it. She's a messy broad. And because Drew be lying. Now, L'Oreal said, you called on Drew a liar. Okay, cool. But however, don't Ralph lie too? Because, you know, you said you knew he did in Tampa, you know, what about that? She then said, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She said, Drew and Ralph agreed to create storylines, but then things went left. Things went far left with that Tampa story, okay? And L'Oreal said, yeah, but wouldn't that mean they both lying? And I'm like, I love that she had that great follower because Courtney kept being all on social media calling Drew a liar, capping for Ralph, capping for Ralph. And her point was, you capping for Ralph, but isn't he a liar too? If him and Drew agreed to lie for a storyline, don't that make him a liar? Can you not see that too? Well, yeah, you know, yeah, he's a liar. You know, he lies too. I can defend that. You know, they both knew what happened in Tampa, okay? But it made him look worse. So that's his fault. If you and your wife agree to make up a lie, someone is gonna look bad. You can't control how bad the lie make you look. But the fact that fake ass cousin Courtney is around here clapping for Ralph, as in she did not just say, well, he agreed to this fake storyline for the show, and just because it did not work out in his favor, because it did not make him look good, because ever since the Tampa story, Ralph has treated Drew worse and worse and worse. Is why he has not looked better at all. He has not done shit to redeem himself. It's stupid. She then says, you know, we're not fake cousins. We're not fake cousins. I want to play the clip. I want to play the little short clip of her explaining how they're cousins, because I feel like she said something different on Housewives. Listen real fast.
First cousin. It's just that my dad's sister is married to his grandfather's, Ralph's grandma's brother is married to my aunt who died. So we literally spent the night in law. Yes.
Bitch said what now? I feel like that ain't what she said before. The fact that she just said Ralph's cousin, uncle, aunt, what? My grandmother's sister-in-law's sister, boyfriend's cousin is married to Ralph's dog sitters, aunties, housekeepers, dog walker. Bitch, what? Fake cousin Courtney. Because every time they discuss how they're related, it changes. The only thing we do know is they're kind of related through marriage. Somebody in Courtney's family married somebody in Ralph's family, that don't make your cousins. It doesn't. It doesn't. And the fact that you can easily just, because I'm like, you know, my grandfather's, because this is the thing, my grandfather's sister is my aunt. She's my great aunt. I would say my great aunt married Ralph's great uncle. Because if Ralph's grandparent's sibling married your grandparent's sibling, that's, which is by marriage. It's by marriage. And then she said how we weren't raised together. I'm older than Ralph. However, her aunt, who she's known, and so she's been in her aunt's house, when that aunt later on married somebody else, that person she married was somebody in Ralph's family. But Ralph was already born. You know what I'm saying? So Ralph, who would sometimes visit his uncle who lived with Courtney's aunt, but Courtney wasn't around there either. It's like, it's just a weird, it's, if little Timmy had 9 apples and you took 4 apples away, how many apples does Timmy have? He has 2 apples. How many apples does Timmy have? If Timmy had 9 apples and you took 5 apples, how many fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's for sure that. It's the weirdest thing. You're not related. They're not related. And each time they talk about how they are, it changes a little bit. It goes from being, an aunt or a cousin to a grandparent. They always explain it so weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's confusing because they're only related because people in their separate families got married. That's it. If Will Smith and Jada divorced, and if Will Smith married Beyonce, because Beyonce and Jay-Z divorced, okay? Will Smith and Beyonce are now husband and wife. Jules, who is Solange's son, okay? I'm trying to make some math here. Jules, who is Solange's son, trying to say that Jada's brother is his cousin. It's like, no. She's full of shit. She then says, I don't like that people are trying to make it seem like we're not family. Okay, it's gross that people would say that we were sleeping together, because that isn't true. No, people's issue is you are acting like somebody who was fucking that man. That's how hard you're going for the stranger who you just met 2 days ago. And that was something else. You haven't even known this man that long. What is you doing, ma'am? How you already defending somebody you just met? She then said, I get that Drew is his wife, but I'm there to be messy because that's my job. You know, Ralph embraced me as family, so it's my job to be messy, even though that's his wife. She also said, I have receipts on Drew for things, whatever, but I'm not going to use them. And at that point, I cut it off. I said, bitch, I can't take it. I can't wait. I can't do it. Courtney is one of the worst friends simply because she did not have to do all that she did. The messiness. Look, I don't mind her fussing with people if there's a reason. I don't mind her standing up for herself if somebody comes for her. But she came in. Courtney came in causing drama from the beginning. She did. Period. And the fact that she wants to make it seem as if, well, when I came on the show, and I didn't really want to on the show. They approached me, and I was Sheree's friend. Me and Sheree go way back. Our kids are friends. Our kids lies, lie, and the truth ain't in you. So I didn't have to fake like I was friends. I was friends with Sheree. Girl, bye. And I think she really feel like I'll be back next season. Look. Now that the whole season has aired, the reunion has aired. We've seen tweets and speak on this and interviews of different people that recast the whole thing. I still feel like Kenya, Drew, and Sanya can be kept. To see Kenya get some things handled, Drew and Ralph play itself out, and then Sanya and this new kid and how she's gonna handle that. I do think that can work, and they just get 4 new people who I'll even support them bringing back Portia. I will support them bringing in Portia and then getting 3 newbies. 3 newbies to come in. But Marlo need to go. Sheree need to go. Kandi can go. Manietta can go. But even though I said before, people won't support a cast without Kandi and Kenya, I can see that. I can only see it working if they keep Kenya, keep Drew, keep Sanya, maybe bring in Portia, and then get 3 newbies. And then the season after that, they would need to get rid of Kenya. And then at that point, at that point, Drew and Sanya would have to figure out what to do. Because it's like I'm over them. I'm so out. This is a whole waste. The whole waste. Now that was this heifer's interview. Okay, let's get into the actual review of it all. But y'all take one little second and like the video. Because y'all don't like it, it's the thing to do. Okay? So the episode picks up right where the last one left off. Now, the kicker is, as I was watching, I was like, why I feel like this stuff was on last week? And I was like, it wasn't on last week. It's stuff that they were playing on social media. We already got so much, from social media because the clips were on, the blogs. So... no, I did Courtney's interview first, and not be finna get to Housewives, and stuff. Okay, so the end of the last reunion was Drew and Courtney fussing back and forth, and I'm not finna word for word this shit. We gonna just get into it. Courtney said that Drew had destroyed her kid's lives by making Ralph look like a narcissist. I said donkey kick. Donkey of the kick. Anytime anyone brings up the kids, it's a donkey kick. It's an instant donkey kick. Because how dare you say anything about what... you was out here visiting Ty. You was visiting Ty in Texas, and you destroyed those kids. You have destroyed it. You have altered. I'm like, why? What? Bitch, have you met their children? Do you know their children? Who says that? Who says that? Kenya and Sanya were the only ones we seen saying kids are off limits. Leave the kids out. Because at this point, last week, all we heard her saying was the adoption things that we heard her say on the episode. But now hear her say, you ruined their life. You've destroyed their kids' lives by making Ralph look like a narcissist. I was like, donkey can hurt your throat. And I like the fact that both Kenya and Sanya said, hey, girl, kids off limits. Okay. So Drew said, I did go see Ty the basketball. I did go see Ty play ball, but I don't have to. When Drew said, but I don't have to answer to Courtney. So I don't care about what so what? I don't fuck that bitch. You know, we seen Kandi saying that Drew met Ty on set with these braids. Drew met Ty on set after saying that she had a girl crush, and then Erica Peoples brought Ty around. And I'm like, we've seen Kenya jokingly play with LaToya a couple seasons ago, like, oh yeah, like no one made her be a lesbian. Did anyone say that Mark left Kenya because she jokingly said she likes Toya? People have girl crushes. It does not make them gay. Now, Drew has never answered or never admitted that she's messing with Ty. She admitted, I jokingly call her my girl crush. I did go see her in Texas. I did meet her on set, but we friends. You know, we whatever. She said, I don't like girls. Okay, but me and Ralph had this conversation. If I ever did, whatever. I don't care who Drew Munchin. I don't feel like, you know, before Ty came up in any of this, we always felt like Ralph was cheating on Drew. We always felt like Ralph was treating Drew wrong. Like, I don't understand when our disdain for Ralph and how he treats Drew changed. And now it's, oh, Drew's a whore. Drew's around here slutting it out. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because, again, her saying, me and my husband, me and Ralph had the conversation. I don't like women, but if I ever did, whatever. You know, I did go to Thai game. Whatever. But we had a disdain for Ralph based on all the things that they have been going through from the beginning. That's what's crazy to me. And I feel like y'all see when I'm saying y'all, I mean the ladies on the show. Y'all see what she going through with Ralph. So why are y'all dragging this out? Like, why is Drew and Ralph, why is Drew and Ty even this much of a topic in none of this play? Ralph did not ask Drew not one time during filming about her and Ty. The fact that they both filed for a divorce after they stopped filming, and the fact that they came back and filmed a green screen should not mean let's have a whole half of a reunion about this. At this point, we see with Sheree, because I'm like, why did Sheree bring out those receipts? How did Andy even know to ask? But we heard we heard someone say, and somebody brought stuff to Sheree. Somebody told Sheree some stuff. Sheree then pulls out those text messages, or those either text or DM, but she put up the private messages between Drew and Ty. And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna leave it at that. Because we already discussed this a couple days ago, because when it came out. Drew said it was friendly stuff. We are friends. You know, I've already seen Ralph beat the IRS, so I don't know what he's done or what he's concocted, because Drew feel like the Ralph made up these texts and got them to got them to Sheree to bring on the show. Now, I'm going to say this. We know that the show ended filming like in January of 2023. We know the rumors about Ty and Drew came out in March. This reunion was filmed in August of 2023. So even though from March to August, it was all these rumors about Drew messing with Ty and blah, 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 blah. How did anyone, because Sheree said a couple days ago, someone brought this to my house. How or why did anyone a few days before the reunion who know where Sheree stay, how to get past security, how to get to the gate? Why did they bring her print out messages between Ty and Drew months later? That's the get to for me. Why would anyone bring Sheree this stuff about Drew days before the reunion? How? Why? And why Sheree? Why Sheree? Why not Courtney? Why not Ralph? Why not Marlo? Why not Kandi? Why Sheree? And why was it right before who brings Sheree proof right before the reunion? How does random people know where Sheree stays? Even though even though Chateau Sheree has been talked about for a long time, Sheree house ain't on the regular block. You can't just walk up to Sheree house. You have to know where she stays. You have to know her address and how to get there. The fact that Sheree did not even seem concerned that a stranger, I don't know who, found my house and walked up to my gate and gave me stuff about my culture. The fact that Sheree had no concern for her safety means she know exactly who brought them over. So when Drew said, whatever, where me and Ty are friendly, whatever. And again, Ralph has to be the IRS. He can do whatever he want to do. It's crazy to me. So Sheree making it seem like I don't know who. Sheree also can't tell me she don't have cameras. Every housewife on this show has cameras around their house because they're housewives. We saw footage of Marlo Doe getting kicked in. Why? Because she has cameras in the damn condo with the damn seat up on the stairs. So she said, I don't know who it was. I don't know who. You didn't watch your cameras? Well, the cameras I saw, I don't know. I don't know that person, but it was somebody, but girl, miss me with the bullshit. Sheree has cameras. So I don't know who it was. Yes, you do. You just know who they were. Okay. So we have a little bit of a break. Okay, a little bit of a break. And let me put the picture. So when I first saw, it was like whatever. When we're seeing one part of Sheree talking to Marlo saying, well, I'm coming for Kandi because Kandi keep coming for me. So I had the whole printout and this and that because Kandi keeps, coming at me. So I'm just coming back at her. Every week she talking about me on her show. Look, the reason Kandi talks about Sheree is because Sheree's on the episodes. Speak on it is about the episodes. So she has to speak on you. I mean, she could ignore you, but then you say she's bothered. I mean, that be. So we seen that part. Well, we then see Ralph and Courtney. We see Ralph in his dressing room getting a haircut. Courtney walk in and they hug. Now, first of all, I don't like that her hand is on that man's neck. And I know that's petty. But I was like, when women do certain things as a woman, we look at it and say, So for me, seeing her hug that man and, his hand around her waist, all tight, her holding his neck, all tight. Hey, cousin. Hey. Hey, Ralph. Hey, Courtney. I was like, man, get your hand from off that lady husband neck. Get your hand off that lady neck. I'm a Capricorn, January 16th. But I don't know nothing about astrology. But I was like, what is y'all doing? What is y'all doing? Why get your hand off that man's neck? That's the first feeling I had. Usually when you hug your cousins, it's around the shoulder. I don't hug my cousin's neck. I don't. My male cousins, I hug them and my hand is on their back. Hey, cuz, and then that's it. I ain't never touched my cousin's neck. Never. Now, at this point in time, as Courtney wasn't in there but a few seconds, you then seen Allison like walking through the hallway. And she stopped at Ralph's door. You see Ralph look at Allison. He don't say shit, but Allison is in the hallway. Courtney then turns and she looks at Allison. Courtney then proceeds to try to close the door in Allison's face. And don't you close that door in my face. Don't you close that door in my face. And I feel like, bitch, and I mean bitch to Courtney. I said, bitch, that's not even your dressing room. So how is you gonna come around here and try to close the door on Allison? And Allison hadn't said nothing. Ralph hadn't said. You saw her walking past and she just stopped because she seen him in there with Courtney. And again, at the end of the day, that's still her brother-in-law. And why are you in here with this lady? What is y'all? And she did this. Allison did what any sister would do. Let me stand here and listen to what you hoes up here plotting. And she stood there. She didn't see this. She just stood there. But Courtney tried to close the door, and that's rude. That's rude, bitch. And it's like y'all not having a private conversation. Bitch, the cameras is in there. The cameras are so anything you saying will be on camera. So you can't even make it seem like y'all were having a private off-camera moment. The fuck? And so Allison in her big sister glory, and I respect look, I posted a picture of I posted pictures today of me, my mom, and my nephew. And somebody said, what did you do to your sister? Because your nephew looked just like you. And I'm like, when she was pregnant, I was very protective of her. I was overly protective of her. And so I got on her damn nerves because I was consistently like, are you okay? And I was a little big sister. So I respect people who are going to protect their sibling when they feel like their sibling is in a point in life where they may not be able to fight back how they want to. So I respect Allison being a big sister. I'ma stand here and listen to what y'all saying. And bitch, don't close that door in my face. And Courtney then said, someone please get this bitch. Oh, you calling me a bitch? But and again, it was foolishness of Courtney to try to close the door in her face. But somebody else, I think it was like production, it was some woman who said, it's okay, it's okay. So Allison was walking out, and then they closed the door. We then seen Ralph and Courtney talking. This bitch said, Ralph, Your wife is a compulsive liar. Drew is a compulsive liar, but you love her, but you know she's a liar, okay? But you can't let her disrespect you. And I said, this bitch wants her head knocked off. Because I don't understand. I do not understand anyone who don't understand Allison's issue or even Drew's issue with Courtney and what Ralph is consistently allowing someone he met 3-4 months ago do in his life over his wife who he's been with for 9 years. And let's not forget, at this time going on, this is still a time when Drew was also dealing with her father who was dying. Because this reunion shit was happening in August. Drew daddy died like the end of August. So this is the month her father was sick and was dying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you up here hugging her husband all tight on the neck, and you want to call her sister a bitch. Donkey kick. I can't. I was aggravated. Okay, so they then had Courtney left and so did Mayetta, but I don't have a new graphic without them. So they gone, y'all. They gone. They talk about Sanya. Y'all, I want to forewarn y'all. This might sound mean. Okay? Yeah, I'm so short. I have to. My feet don't be touching the ground on my chair, so I'm consistently pulling myself up in my chair because I'm short. This makes. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any woman who has ever lost a child. I want to make that clear. I feel for every woman in general. Well, except Courtney and probably Marlo. Sanya having her miscarriage and how traumatic it was extremely horrific. You know what I'm saying? I feel so bad for her and what she went through. Y'all heard me right. Sanya taking my damn hair is wrapped up on my glasses. Sanya taking the time after speaking about how horrific going through her miscarriage was and how hard that was, and thank God she's pregnant again and she has her rainbow baby. I think she was at that point, she was I think 4.5 months at that point in time. That she found out she was pregnant a month after the miscarriage, and how she only told Marlo. She waited, until she was in a safe stage to tell anybody else. Of course, the ladies on the show did not know until they saw her walk in on the reunion. And I told y'all before, I said she's gonna announce her pregnancy to everybody at the reunion, whatever. But she went from all of that to say, well, I'm upset with you, Kenya, because you didn't reach out to me. Like I sent the group text to everybody, and everyone responded. But Kenya, you didn't reach out to me when everybody else did. I was like, when you go through something like that, you and Kenya not that close. So I felt like Sanya making it an issue that Kenya didn't reach out as much as the other women did, to me was petty. If everyone responded on the text, that means she responded on the text. But the fact that everybody else also reached out, separately, Kenya didn't have to. And again, you and Kenya not that cool. We've seen y'all have issues with each other over the season. So to me, making it an issue was stupid. Because seeing Sanya on the episode where we first saw it, during the season, and how that was heartbreaking. She discussed it on the after show. It was heartbreaking. She discussed it here on Reunion. It was heartbreaking. And to have this conversation, and but Kenya, I was upset with you because you didn't, and I was like, that's petty. It's petty and some bullshit, bitch. What matters is she acknowledged it in the you sent a group text. You sent a group text about the miscarriage where people responded to the group text, but you wanted her to reach out even further. Y'all not that cool. And when Kenya said, I called you and you didn't answer, I felt like Sanya, bitch. And Kenya then would want to say, like, we had talked, we had talked about us both having kids at the same time. We discussed, we said all that. So I did reach out to you. I don't know what happened, but I called your phone. You didn't answer. The fuck? And it aggravated me because I was like, why? Like, why do that? Why even make that a point when you're discussing the loss of your child and you're pregnant again? To bring up, well, someone didn't give me enough attention. Someone who I've been in odds with, good and bad and indifferent, did not reach out to me enough for my liking. Ma'am, how do you know that in your sorrow that she called and you just didn't remember? Or that she called you and you just missed the phone call? If you know she responded back via text, don't ask for more. She don't owe you more. She don't. I feel like, oh, thank you, Farfala? I may be mispronouncing it, but I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Love your commentary on these shows. Love your work. Keep shining. No need shout out. I didn't read it before I clicked on it, but thank you. I'm like, I gotta see what it's saying. But I feel like we as women, if Marlo or Courtney had this happen to them, I would feel bad. I would. I wouldn't say shit, but I would feel. You know what I'm saying? And it was, to me, Sanya was trying to shame Kenya. Sanya did not say was for. We don't know what they recorded, what we saw. Sanya didn't say much of nothing. All they brought up with her was this miscarriage, and that was really it. So trying to make that a issue with you and Kenya, and the fact that Kenya talked so like, Sanya, I reached out, I called you, you didn't answer. I feel for you. I'm happy. She said, but what matters is you have a bundle of. And my thing is, you coming at Kenya about her not reaching out more to you when you're pregnant. She can't get. Kenya can't carry a child, but she wants one. She wants a sibling for her daughter, the same way y'all wanted one for your son. So to come at her when you know she's going through this, and the difference is you have a supportive husband and she has my punk ass. So why make that an issue? For what? For why? When I'm going through things, when it's somebody I have been at odds with, I've had arguments with, we not really cool at all. If I send out a group text and that person says whatever nice words, I don't expect nothing else from them. I don't. I do not expect anything from people who I'm not really cool with just because of a tragedy in my life. I'm not. Unless they knew the person, maybe. But I'm like, Kenya didn't owe you nothing. And that's all we had on Sanya. Her family did move out. Her family lives 5 minutes away. She don't regret how she told the sister they had to get out. It's an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? But girl, bye. Sanya, girl, I'm do something. Anyway, Kenya on her decision and the kids. So y'all know Kenya had been discussing if she wants to have another baby, use the embryo she has already with Mark, with the surrogates, but that would include her having to talk to Mark. So we have been wondering what her decision was. Kenya made the decision to adopt. Okay, she says, I want to adopt a child instead. I want to adopt someone who's a little younger than Brooklyn, or someone like 3 or 4 years old, because Brooklyn wants a sister. I want a child that can already, walk and talk, so Brooklyn can have someone to play with. And I feel like this, when it's hard, sometimes it's hard to find newborns. I've heard that newborn babies usually are adopted really fast. I want to adopt as well. When I'm 50, I either 45 or 50, I do want to adopt, but I want to adopt a toddler. I want someone that's like first grade. I want to adopt a child who can walk, talk, explain to me how I don't. I watch movies and I always think about movies where they adopt kids who are evil and mean. And you don't know it. No, I need a kid old enough for me to see their spirit. And I want a child old enough where I can connect with them. So that way the child feel the child understands my mom picked me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you adopt someone, it's my parent picked me. So because I'm 42, no, girl, I'm not 42. I'm 41. I want to adopt a child. And I would also want to adopt, I would not adopt a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I want someone like preschool, kindergarten, first grade. So that way, you know what I'm saying? They know it's not that weird. I don't know. No, you're adopted, but I'm your mom. I pick you, you pick me. We bond, and then we go from there. So I think that's smart. But again, I love the fact that she said, I don't want to have to deal with the eggs, the mark, and all that shit. It's no. No. Because I think that will bring forth more drama. And I do think Kenya is I don't want Brooklyn to be an only child. I had to go because Kenya had to go through I think in vitro to get Brooklyn. So either way it go, it shows how hard she has went to have children. So she birthed one child, she's adopting one, at least one more. I think that's smart. You know what I'm saying? I think there are so many children in the world who don't have families, who are in foster care, who need to be adopted or whatever. My mom picked me. I will pick my child. And I want to pick a child who I feel needs a home. And, it's the connections. I think that's great. Great. So they get on her friendship with Sanya because Sanya is messy. Now, remember, Kenya hosted that gala and raised their money with Sanya, whatever. And after that, Sanya was being messy about shit as well. And so Kenya said, look, Kenya said, I like Sanya. I like her, okay? But things will happen and Sanya would not be fair about things. She does not look at things really. Sometimes she be on some bullshit because we've seen Sanya's first season. She was mad at Drew for shit, but then would not get mad at Marlo or Sheree for doing the same thing. And Kia felt like she will be upset if we do things, but she won't be upset at Sheree or Marlo when they do. So I can't like you. I feel like you're not being. You're being judgmental. You're picking sides, but you want me to be cool with you, always picking Marlo or Sheree's side. You say it's not fair. You rarely check Marlo. When I checked Marlo, when I told her she was wrong for sending that text in those videos to Latoya, and I'm like, that's one instant that you did it, but it's more examples of when Marlo has done something, when Sheree done something, and she does not get mad. And even if she checked them about it, she don't get mad at them how she would get mad at Kenya, Drew, or Kandi. That's the difference. You know, and for me, it's not about wanting Sanya to pick sides. It's like, cause she can be friends with whoever. It's the issue of when something happens between Kenya and Marlo, she is not going to get mad at Marlo. She isn't. She's going to expect Kenya to understand Marlo's point of view. And that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She never will do the other way around. You know what I'm saying? She got mad at Drew, but never got mad at Sheree, who did this. It was the same thing. So I respect Kenya saying, I like you, but this is why I can't really rock with you. I can't trust you. Because when something happens, you're not going to see my point of view. You're going to only hold me accountable, and you're going to make excuses for Marlo. And that's some bullshit. And that's just true. That's just what it is, okay? And so when Kenya then, when they bring up the whole fundraiser, and how Kenya tweeted that, you know, they had to kind of force or shame Marlo to raise her paddle to donate. And Marlo tries, whatever, my checkbook or my account, you know, send them through whatever. And then I said, well, you know, you did say that you would give money, but you was not going to raise your paddle for Kenya. And I'm like, that's that bullshit. And this is also something to me. Marlo saying to Sanya, I'm gonna donate to your charity, but I'm not going to raise my paddle because it's Kenya who's the one who's, you know, the auctioneer. If you are Sanya's friend, why would you embarrass her by not publicly, I'll donate? Because it's not Kenya's event, it's Sanya's. And also True T, Sanya, if you so cool with Marlo, why did you have Kenya host and not Marlo? Why did you ask Kenya to host and not Marlo if Kenya is not your real friend like that? If you so cool and so close to Marlo, why not have Marlo do it? You don't trust Marlo? Or do you know ain't nobody give Marlo shit? Ain't nobody. My notes say, Sanya, Marlo's your good friend. Why do you ask her to raise the money instead of Ken? Like, why not? So if you know that Marlo told you she not gonna raise the paddle solely because Kenya was the one doing it, that show you how. Why not call her out for that and say, Marlo, raise the damn paddle? Don't be petty. No, you allow her to be petty. You knew she was being shady. And even if she gave money, who goes to a fundraiser for homeless families, you know, women without homes, the unhoused, and say, I'm not going to publicly show I gave money, but I'm gonna give some. I'm not going to raise my paddle because it's Kenya. But that's stupid. The point is to show people, hey y'all, see, people are donating. You should donate too. That's the fun. That's the support of an auction to raise money. I got $1, whatever. Sheree too was like, oh, I would give money, girl. Bye. Shut up. Sanya then said, well, you know, Kenya, I just feel like sometimes you do stuff just to look good on camera. That off camera, you don't show up for me off camera. Now, they were discussing the fundraiser. So her saying, well, yeah, you gave money at my fundraiser. Yeah, you came in and with the auctioneer at my fundraiser. You know, however, I feel like you do stuff on camera to look good. You know, to make yourself look good. Honey, when King said, I don't have to use my time or my money. I could have gave my money to another charity. Don't minimize what I did. Who gets pissed that somebody helped on camera. Raise more money than you want that you wanted. And then say, but off camera, when I'm going through, a miscarriage, you didn't come and rub my feet. Marlo sent me some food. She sent some flowers. Bitch, that's your friend. She's supposed to. I'm your coworker. I said condolences. I felt bad for you. Leave me alone. I'm like, see, Sanya. And that's why I said next season, it can be Kenya, Sanya, and Drew. Because Sanya got to own up to that shit between her and Kenya. Now, they asked a couple questions. Kandi, why do you have a whole YouTube channel to shade the cast, but get mad at their shade? And Kandi said, well, I just give them back what they give me. Anyone can have YouTube, it's easy. Kandi was smart enough to know that she has a following. She's on YouTube. She gets paid as a YouTuber. She gets paid as ads or whatever. So it's smart. I don't feel like Kandi uses it to really shade the people or whatever, as if it's not as if what Kandi doing they can't do too. So I feel like they can't say, well, Kandi has an unfair advantage because she's on YouTube. Nothing's stopping anybody on this cast from also going on a YouTube channel and doing the same shit every week. The same way, because Kandi do it, Dr. Heavenly do it. Dr. Heavenly goes live and discusses, married medicine. When the show come back, Heavenly will do the same thing. So I feel like, they making it seem like Kandi has an unfair advantage and she's specifically shaded. I'm like, no, she's doing the same thing anybody else could do if they wanted to. I also don't think she shades them. I do think she responds to the shade they throw on the show. I do think that, but I don't think it's like an unfair advantage, only because they can do it too. Like nothing's stopping them from doing it. Right, Sheree, did She News. The fact that Sheree does not have a YouTube channel, She by Sheree say whatever. You know what I'm saying? She say like whatever she want. I don't know. She say something. She say nothing. Anyway, but I'm like, you can do it too. The same way Kandi brings folks on from the show. Why not? You can do it too. You could have had you and Marlo on, you and Courtney on, you and the Method Sisters on, you and Martell on, you and Bob on. It's like, girl, the fuck up, okay? They asked about Kandi and how she only, shows good stuff that happens, and that's not fair, and how, she's so busy. So if she's so busy, why don't she just leave the show? And she said, well, I show the good and the bad or whatever. It's not that much of me not showing life and whatever. She then said, well, Sheree the one who know about leaving the show because she done it the most. Sheree has left and came back the most. I agree. And I feel like I've said it before. Kandi and Kenya should leave within the next season or two. I said that before Kandi aggravated me because what the stuff between me and her or whatever. I already said that I said the next season should be her last season because we have nothing else that she can show because she's done so much and she already has so much else going on. So I said that before. Now I feel like if they're only keeping like 3 or 4 people, I do not think, if the rumors are true and they're rebooting the show, they're only keeping like 3 of the girls, I do not feel like Kandi should be one of the 3. Only because we're seeing the reunion, it does not make sense. So her saying, well, Sheree's the one who knows about leaving or whatever, like, they should get rid of Sheree, shouldn't stay. She ain't got Chelsea one-on-one at all. And if Kandi is so busy, she should be put down as friend of the show. If Kandi is busy touring and acting and isn't that, she should not hold the peace no more. Make her a friend of the show because she can't film as much as the other ones can. Like, it doesn't make sense to keep her if she is that busy. Anyway, they get on Marlo and Kandi and the dead nephew in the shooting. The fact that was 4 or 5 episodes and we got about a minute or two of them discussing, I'm like, what? I was aggravated that I'm like, I don't know what the reunion was really about. It's like, what is we doing? Okay. Marlo keeps saying, well, the shooting at Kandi restaurant, it just triggered me. You know, it triggered, you know. And, you know, Kandi could have done more. You know, she could have done more. You could have sent some chicken, you know, you could have called my sister and sang a song. I'm like, sing a song, what? Why would Kandi call your sister and sing a song? And when they showed the fact that Kandi and Marlo had a whole conversation, a whole heart-to-heart, whole heartfelt conversation about the nephew and what happened and the hug and all that shit, we knew Marlo kept changing the story of why she was upset each time she talked to somebody different. You know, and Ken like, look, the point is we talked, we connected, we bonded or whatever. Like, with your nephew dad, I didn't avoid anything. You made it seem as if I did, but I did not. We see that in the footage. She then said, but you texted me to be on Cameo to make some money, but you didn't text me about the funeral or what is in flight. Like, you didn't text me and give me any information about what was going on with the funeral. Oh, but up in the air, Kandi, you want to do Cameo? Kandi, you know what I'm saying? You were able to contact me and yell up in the air, hey, let's make some money. How? Who does that? And I'm like, I didn't think about that either. Marlo texted Kandi about being on Cameo, but that did not text and say, hey, Kandi, the repast gonna be at the Church of Everlasting Love. Okay, do you think you can donate or cater? You asked her about making some money on Cameo, but did not want to ask her about if she wanted to assist or help out or donate her singing voice. Every man wants a woman. I'm saying, you didn't ask for any of that shit. Anyway, they then bring up how much Kandi was bringing up that Marlo went to jail for cutting that lady face, and how, you know, she likes bringing up other folks' dirt but won't bring up her own thing or whatever. And Kandi made a great point. Y'all want to bring up the shooting that happened at my restaurant. Y'all want to bring up the fact that I brought up something bad that Marlo did. Okay, that I brought up how she cut somebody's face and was in jail. Y'all don't want me to. However, no one brought up the fact that Sheree's whole website failed. Y'all want to bring up, you know, bad things about me and get mad that I bring up bad things about y'all. But how did no one bring up Sheree's failed website? And Sheree said, "But you brought it up." And I'm like, yeah, but that should have been a whole episode. Y'all had episode after episode of Kandi and the shooting that wasn't Kandi's fault. Sheree's failed website, Sheree's failed designs, all that shit was stuff that Sheree failed at. And even though Tyree, who did the designs, just briefly did a live, it was stories in Atlanta about what she did, what Sheree did then. No one wanted to bring up Sheree's failure. So how can y'all come at me when y'all won't do that shit with her? Okay, Kandi then said, you know, Marlo seems to be jealous of my success. She gets mad when I you know, do great things or whatever. and how her story kept changing the whole season. I said it did. Marlo never kept the same story twice. It was always where I was upset that she didn't call, and no flowers. She didn't offer to cater. Like, it was all these weird things, and she kept changing it the whole season. And then again, no one, if Kandi had a failed restaurant, they would have discussed it. They would have discussed it. And no one discussed a huge failure that happens publicly. Right. Sheree's husband had a whole secret baby that not only he kept from her, her kids kept from her. And this whole season, y'all stuck on somebody who worked at Kandi restaurant shot somebody, and Drew's husband is a POS, and someone saying that Drew may be talking to a lesbian. Deflection. Fake cousin Courtney. Deflection. I have fibroids that I need to have handled. My doctor is suggesting surgery, but I don't want surgery. I don't want to have to rest for 6 weeks. So I'm going to plan a trip to Portugal for some healing. However, I'm going to get my titties done and my nose done. No one brought up the fact that Sheree avoided having her fibroids removed, but she had her nose fixed and her titties fixed. What do we even know about Courtney? Nothing. As Kandi and Sheree and Marlo talking, Sanya tried to get involved. Well, Kandi, Kandi. So I'm like, girl, wait. And Kandi said, I am not going to argue with you about her. And I also feel like saying, you pregnant, shut up. Because you can't argue with pregnant women. She said, Kandi said, girl, Sanya, I'm not, you always say that you don't cat for them, but look at you now. I'm not finna argue with you about her. And even though it's saying so, it's not an argument. It is. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be one. So shut up. Because at one point it was Sheree, Marlo, and Sanya all talking at Kandi at one point, and Kandi just got quiet, and then said, Sanya, I'm not gonna argue with you about her. I'm not gonna do that. No, ma'am. No, sir. Okay. So again, it's bullshit. Okay. Drew then says, well, Marlo should have just told Kandi how he felt from the beginning. Marlo tell Drew, girl, be quiet. Worry about your marriage. Honey, when Drew said, get a husband to worry about, okay? Because all you have is a Birkin and some memories. I said, bitch. And that was not a written down read. That was a real read. Drew, girl, I was like, that was a good one. You can't tell me to worry about my husband. Bitch, get you one to worry about, because all you have is a Birkin and some memories. I was like, yes, that's true. I got many of Birkins. I don't have this one. Shut up. The fact that her response was, I got a few Birkins. You missed the whole point, bitch. You missed the whole point. And what exactly did Sheree do for fibroid today? Nope, not at all. They show one little the update said when she went to the doctor, oh, the fibroids have shrunk a little. But she still has them. Like, it's stupid. When I'm like, Sheree, I had some, I couldn't breathe, so I had to get my nose fixed. So, like, you're having issues breathing, cool. You're having issues with your uterus. The fibroids are an issue. So much so that you're going to your doctor about them. So, ma'am, your excuse was, I don't want to have surgery. But you then went and had 2 surgeries. Your nose and your titties. Fibroid still fibroiding. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, we then see Ralph comes out. Baby. Wait, wrong one. I still have Sheree and that dude. I haven't taken it down yet. Sheree, Ralph, and Drew. Baby, look. Y'all take 1 second and like the video. Because I don't like it, it's the thing to do. Ralph brought his old box head ass out there to talk to Drew. Now, I also want to mention there were no other husbands there. None. Out of all the women, will waste the time with the footage and with the patience for nothing. No, Ty wasn't there for Kandi. The fact that Ross wasn't even there to discuss how he felt about his wife losing their child. I'm like, this is the first reunion I can recall where the wives' husbands weren't there, but Ralph was there. So we know they're still living up under the same roof. You know, now this is look. Some folk don't like Drew. I get that. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm talking directly to you. People who watched this reunion, if you can't feel bad for Drew, you heartless. Like, Drew not faking this. Drew not. She not. You can Drew, it was little nuanced movements of Drew that let me know she hate this nigga right now. But she know I can't get away from him because we live in the same house. And when he walked out and she did not want to talk, she kept looking. I have had to be around someone that I am pissed with. He's made me mad. And I want to donkey kick him in the throat. And so because I can't, I just don't say nothing. Drew was sitting there looking away and did not want to say anything. And her eyes are closed. And you could see her eyeballs just moving because she was mad. And when Andy was asking questions, and she just kind of wasn't trying to respond. And when Kenya said, you know, do you have, she got to say shit. And when she said, I don't know why he's here. And Andy said, well, we invited him. And when Andy said, we invited him, I said, oh, this is what they wanted. So to me, that's why Drew was pissed. Because why is he here? Why is he here? Why is he here? Because of production. So I felt like, and she said, honey, Drew, because Drew was at first not talking, you know, and he said, you know, we still live up under the same roof, but I'm here we're trying to be the best parents. We're trying to be the best parents we can be for the kids. Drew pulled out a peach and said, here, and give this to him. Because this is what he came for. He came for his peach. Give him his peach. When she found out she knew Ralph came to be on the show. Give him his peach. This is why he's here. Now, when I think someone said, "Oh, her props," to me, what was it a prop? Yes, it was. Yes, it was a point. He's here because he wants to be a part of the show. Here's his peach. Take it. There you go. Okay, I like that. It was true. So because she knew he coming, I don't know why he's here though, but give him his peach because he's here anyway. She was like, it's your moment. Have at it. I get you to say. She did not want to answer shit. She didn't. And some people just don't like her. You cannot like Drew for stuff that has happened over her past 3 seasons. But if you do not see what she going through is really fucked up, that's on y'all. I get. And she not acting. She ain't that good of an actress. You know, no. Those were her actual emotions. In my opinion. You hear me? And I think she was pissed off knowing they invited this motherfucker here, knowing I'm pissed. And I can't do shit. Okay? He said we're currently in mediation, but I'm here because I want the kids to know what's real and what's not because of what's on the internet. Nigga, y'all in the same household. You do not have to. And this is the kicker. He said this on the show, even though just last week he texted how they mama tried to, use him to adopt this. Like, you're saying that you want the kids to know what's real, but you're saying horrible things about their mama on the show. On the show. And once he said, I'm here for the kids to know the truth, Drew said, nobody putting on for the camera. Because they said, Drew, they feel like you're she's like, no one putting on for the camera. I wasn't lying about shit. But I believe in not blasting everything about my marriage. And I kept on what I've said, Reese. I said, I think the issue was we kept seeing Drew trying to hold her marriage together and not let folk know how bad the marriage was. We always say when we had these couples, I can't believe they divorced. We ain't know nothing because so many couples don't say shit about how bad the marriage is until they divorced. So Drew, like him saying, I was never putting on for the camera. However, I do believe in my marriage, and I don't think you should blast everything. So I feel like folks saying she's been lying. She's like, no, I wasn't lying. But what happened with me and my husband, everything is not for the show. Everything is not for y'all to see. And I feel like a lot of other couples, Ross and Sanya marriage ain't perfect. Kandi and Todd marriage ain't perfect. Sheree, her relationship with nobody is not. People's relationships are not perfect. And I feel like we're just now seeing this whole time, Drew has been trying to hold her marriage together. And so the lies or the things she kind of insinuated, trying to make it not look so bad, it's falling by the wayside. She said, Andy asked Ralph, have you been faithful in your marriage? When Ralph said, well, if I wasn't, it would have already leaked to the blogs. I was like, that don't answer the question. Many people cheat on their spouse, and we don't know until they hit the blog. That don't mean they ain't been cheating. Martell cheated for 7 years. Boom. Drew was raised that what happens within our marriage stays in the marriage, even if you're on a TV show. A lot of folks is raised. I look. That's why I would never do a show about my life. I wouldn't, because it ain't your business. You know. Yes, you could tell her family knew more. Remember the very first thing with her mom. Her mother did not like Ralph at all. And to me, to me, this mirrors Portia and Cordell. This mirrors Portia and Cordell. Portia and Cordell came on the show, and my husband, and I love him. He loved me, and it was so much going on that we did not know, but we saw the cracks in the marriage. And when they ended up getting divorced, and Cordell was a horrible person that we knew he was, we then seen Portia was doing things and saying things to appease Cordell because she did not want her marriage issues all out in the news. It mirrors that the difference is Cordell, when the shit hit the fan, Cordell went away. Cordell did not come on the show and say and do it. Cordell didn't bring some new lady on the show to air out Portia. Cordell left Portia broke and destitute to live with her mama. And in this situation, Ralph is on the show looking for a peach. So when Andy said, "Ralph, are you cheating?" No, if I was, it'd be out already. They said they don't answer the question. He eventually said, I was faithful. Drew said, and I was too. He said, "What about Ty? What about Ty?" Actually, I don't try and play in my face. Or don't try and pull that. Drew ain't gonna never. Drew is holding on to the fact that she's not with Ty like that. At all. Okay. Drew said at the end of the day, you would just apologize to me a few days ago. You know what I'm saying? But you consistently have chose other women over me and made me look foolish. Since our first season, the past 3 years, you've been embarrassing me, consistently choosing other people, other women over me. I'm sick of your shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me. I'm sick of your shit. Because you would do things off camera. You would say sorry. I thought you would come here to fix shit, and you here on some bullshit. You here for your peach. Drew wasn't stuttering. She wasn't stammering. Drew was holding her composure, and when he would say something down, she would respond. It was this was a wife pissed at her husband, who she still loved, but she pissed and she's out of his shit. And she's like, you trying to make it seem as if it was this, but it was really that. You're on some bullshit. We've seen him pick other women over his wife. We've seen him talk to her back. When Kenya cussed him out last season for how he was talking about Drew, we seen it. And Drew kept saying, I hold the sanctity of my marriage. So little stuff, I'm not trying to put it out here. We've seen it. And she's saying, you consistently have done things over and over that I've tolerated. You keep poking the bear and going up a little bit more. Poking the bear. You keep poking me from the bottom of my foot to my head. You kept poking me, okay? Ralph then brings about, I filed for divorce first. Drew said he did because he knew I was talking about divorce because he quit counseling. He was being me, Ralph was being Ralph. And because Ralph was being Ralph, Drew said he was changing. And so I was talking to divorce attorneys. I was still, in counseling, and he knew what I was planning. So he tried to file first, instead of fighting for the marriage. He went and tried to file first. She then said, and you teamed up with Mimi to create this lie. Now, Ralph then says, well, no, it was your assistant. The assistant is the guy we saw on camera this season who was helping Drew run lines. Also in the kitchen scene where Drew was upset with Ralph for not wanting to confront Courtney about calling her a bitch, and it was Drew, him, the sister. The assistant was also in the kitchen in that scene too. Ralph said the assistant, her male assistant, was the one who told him that Ty and Drew was messing around. Now, this is the gotcha. The fact that it came from that assistant, one, don't make it true or false. It also don't mean that it wasn't Ralph who went and told Mimi, and then Mimi who posted about the shit on social media. Him saying your assistant was the one who told me you had a relationship with Ty. And I said again, that don't mean that Ralph was not the one who went and told other people what the assistant told him. So, this is what? This I ain't said this. Tiara did. Okay. Ralph referenced the assistant. Oh no, who referred? I don't know, but I said that Drew needs better assistance because they've been on some messy bullshit. Thank you, KC, for the super chat. Come on now, you're heartless if you can't feel her pain. Feeling Drew's pain does not mean that the time we felt like Drew was on bullshit to ignore that. What we're saying is we now have a better full picture of what has been going on between Drew and Ralph that she has been covering up as a wife. If you don't know that wives is out here covering for their husbands to save face or to fix their marriage, that's what happens. The assistant posted Ralph line. Oh, can anybody send that to my DM and we can show it around here? I don't know where it was posted. If anybody know where this said that, it was on Twitter, on IG. If y'all know where it came from, go ahead, honey, let me know so I can see it too. Because let me know. Let me know. Because I believe it. I believe it. I believe all of it. You hear me? Drew has had bad luck with assistants. Because I feel like Drew and Ralph moved to Atlanta. She probably don't know people there, whatever, and was just using whoever as an assistant and did not know they did not mean no good. Okay. And if Ralph is the ones, because Ralph said the assistant said you was messing with Ty. You then see Sheree and Marlo say, well, Ralph said that's what the assistant do. You then see Kandi then say, well, yeah, because because he was saying. So Kandi also backed it up. So if the assistant is saying Ralph lying, that would mean the assistant is also saying that Kandi lying. Now I ain't seen that. I ain't seen it. Now, and the talking, and Drew kept on saying he didn't do that. Why y'all stop lying on him? He didn't say that. It didn't come because Drew was still saying either way it go, Ralph, you were the one who took that information to Mimi. And I also felt like someone told me that came from is a reason why Mimi. Why would Mimi post about Drew and Ty? We've known Ty when Ty was first messing around on Mimi with some girl. It was caught on camera, and Ty said, "Me and Mimi ain't together." Okay, so Mimi's the one who went on social media blasting Drew and Ty, and then some stranger sends Sheree text between Ty and Drew anonymously. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Oh, it's trolls. It's trolls in the chat. Is it? I ain't even seeing it, honey. I've been thank God to my minds. Thanks to my minds. I see Ebony is in here as a mod. Universal got us in here as a mod. I don't see any other minds as I'm scrolling. So any trolls who up in here with their opinion, welcome to the corner. Have fun, be blessed. Anyway, uh, have your opinions. So, Drew then shows Andy a text message from some lady, and Andy is a lady with a big booty. And the fact that we used when they said it's a text from somebody, the fact that Sheree and Sheree and Marlo, is it a woman? Is it a man? And when Andy said it's a woman, the fact that they acted relieved, like, well, thank God it wasn't a man. Anyway, Andy says it is. Oh, I see Miss B in here. Hey, Miss B. Miss B is a mod too. Hey, girl, how you doing? Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I love my mods. My mods are amazing. My mods are amazing. My mods are amazing. Oh, dang. Anyway, Drew showed Andy a text that said, when you gonna bring that dick back, or something about some dick being brought back, okay? And she said, because women have been sending me stuff between them or whatever, because Ralph out here doing B of the S, okay? And with Ralph, that is, that was a troll, that was a catfish, someone's catfishing, it ain't me, that person, that it ain't no connect. Girl, she said that's Ralph's phone number. Even if he did not respond, someone is sending him things. Most people are to his phone. So you seeing Kandi and Kenya, who had a phone too, looking. Honey, Kandi was, y'all, if I give you my phone, just look at it, don't scroll left, don't scroll. Honey, Kandi was like, I said, Kandi, what you looking for? Okay. But Kandi was all in the time. Okay? But Drew was like, there are people who it's like he messing with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, this ain't new. This has been happening since we was in Chicago. Again, Drew's point is, this isn't anything new. We have been having issues since we stayed in Chicago. Again, Drew has been trying to fix this damn marriage. And to me, the fact that Ralph really wasn't defending himself, he kind of wasn't denying things enough for me, in my opinion. He's like, well, that was a catfish. It really wasn't me. There's no connection to me. That really wasn't. Even the whole thing with vibe cheating, ain't nobody saying nothing. It ain't in the blogs. It's weird to me. And again, Drew saying, we've been having issues in Chicago, meaning you on bull stuff. You on bull stuff and you know it. Well, and they said, well, what about what happened in Vegas? Now, remember, on the show, Drew said, again, y'all know YouTube now allows ads for lives so that we can get paid more money for our work. So while on live, ads do play. Once you're able to skip the live. Once you're able to skip the ad, just hit skip and come on back in, okay? But we are happy that YouTube is now allowing us on live to be paid. Because usually we're not getting paid our ad stuff on live, so just do that, okay? So again, if the ad pop up, that's cool. Once it says skip, just hit skip and you back in here. But we need our monies. But again, Drew said on the show, Ralph was in Vegas and he was auditioning for like the Black Chocolate Magic Mike stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That she knew he was there. Ralph then said, well, that's not true. I was in Vegas for work. Drew lied. She made that up. Andy then said, but Kandi called the production people because she knew them. We then see a flashback of Kandi in the confessional. She's calling the people who's in charge of the show in Vegas and say, hey, Drew said that Ralph was down there with y'all working on the Magic Mike thing, the chocolate Magic Mike thing. Is that true? They said, well, yeah, he was here. He was gonna work, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the fact that we see Kandi talking to the people, and there was, I guess he was here and talked to do that. Yes. So him calling Drew a liar, it's like, because he didn't know that happened because it didn't air. They didn't air that, so he did not know that. And he like, we called and they said that you were there. He then, well, you know, I was there, like I was talking to them or whatever, but I was right. So she did make it up. So again, is that little? I'm like, see, people like to make it seem as if it's not Drew, not, you know, come on now. And I was like, knowing he lied about something so little that was true, that was true, but to call Drew a liar because he know if he say Drew lying, folks will believe that Drew's a liar. People will believe that Drew's a liar because they say she be lying. So him saying, man, she lying, that ain't even happen. Courtney also was saying, Drew lied about that. Ralph was there on business. Yeah, he was there for business. Drew, like, people acting like they've never experienced drama in their marriage. They haven't went through things in their marriage. You know, how we've seen him doing all these things, and now they're acting like it ain't no big deal. And like Drew's acting like he on some bullshit. Or they want to act like it's Drew's fault that he's doing this and doing that. And him sitting in her, come on now. Him sitting in her face saying she's lying. And he's lying to her is the definition of gaslighting her. Where you would tell her she's lying and you know she's not lying. And her saying everybody here has experienced drama in their life. Courtney divorce, Sheree's divorce, Sheree's divorce and child support battle with Bob back then was crazy. Sheree knows how Kenya, who's going through bullshit now with Mark, she knows. Kandi having to fuss and fight with Todd to get a prenup signed. She know how tough it is when shit go on. Ralph be sitting there making people feel like Drew ain't shit and she a liar and it's really him. He's putting thoughts in people's heads to not trust Drew, so that way when he say Drew lying, it make it seem like it's true, but it's not. Ralph then say the streets been talking. You know what I'm saying? Drew been with a whole lot of women or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I told, because Drew said he told me he was getting blowjobs around the world. He act like I did that. Drew, why would you say that? He then said, well, I mean, I told her that, but I was just joking. Right. You made it seem like her saying that was preposterous. Why would she say that? Drew, you know I ain't getting no head. But you told me that, Ralph. But you know it. And I'm like, but you said it. Her point was you said it. You said it. You said it. She said, no, Kandi was engaged and her fiance died. They weren't married yet. Back around season 3. I think he died after they filmed AJ died after he appeared on the first season with Kandi. I think, you know, he passed away. But you know, she said Ralph told me he's been getting blowjobs around the world. And he said, man, he's making her seem like a liar. And if Andy hadn't asked him, well, have you been getting, did you tell her that? He said, well, I told her that, but I was joking. I'm like, but again, gaslighting. Okay. They then get on him and Courtney. You know, about Courtney commenting on Josiah, you know, the son. This was a perfect opportunity for Ralph to say, at the end of the day, me and Drew's beef is me and Drew's beef. You know, no one should comment on the kids. That was the perfect time for him to say that. This nigga's response was, adoption is only an option, for these 3 reasons, like legally. Like legally, these are 3 legal reasons why someone should want to adopt. Now he said the same shit last season or their first season. He said the same thing. He said, I would never take a child away from their father, but not a black man. I would never take a child away from a black man, who wants to be in life. That man had been in prison that boy whole life. So to make it seem as if Drew's baby daddy been out in the world trying to be a daddy and Drew has been ignoring them, that man got out of prison and did not come to check on his son. The fact that the first time he came to see his son was once Drew was on a TV show. And for Ralph to kind of big up that man who ain't been in the child life much or nothing also shows, let me make it seem like Drew wants to take black fathers away from their children. He then said, I love my wife, but it's challenging. Drew said, I love him as well. However, I don't have no safe space with him. When Drew said, I love him, I do. However, I don't have a safe space with him. When your wife feels like you are not her safe haven, that says a lot. She don't trust you. You can't protect her. She don't feel safe with you. She said, he has broken my heart each time I go to him about how I feel. And he just say, fuck me. You know what I'm saying? You coaching somebody you just met to come for me on the show. And as she's pouring out her heart, as she's pouring out her heart about how she feels about him, he's saying, but did not take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Did not take care of you. Drew, you're not being for real. You're not being serious. You're acting. I was like, no. Because again, she's making her point. When I try to talk to you, look at what you do to me. You're telling me I'm acting. You're saying to me what I'm saying. I don't have a safe space with you. Haven't I taken care of you? And that meant financially. That meant ain't I around here helping you pay the bills? And when the man in your life can't make your heart heal when you're going through things, that's sad. When your husband, when your person can't help you feel, it don't mean they can fix what's wrong, but if you don't feel like, look, all the world around be crumbling, but all I need is to hear my man say it'll be okay. And that's my safe space. All I need to hear my man say is, we got it. Like, he don't do that for her. Every time she just say how she feels, he's negating her feelings and making her feel like because she feel bad, oh, she's acting. You're not really upset. You're not really mad. You're not being serious. And she's like, what? And she then walks away crying. And I'm like, Drew was not acting. Drew is an emotional person. I think she's tired of holding back. And now she's responding to whatever's going on. Drew walked away crying because her thing was, I'm talking to you, fuck you, and leaving. Gone, done. No one went behind Drew at first. The fact that Ralph just said he loves her and she walked away crying, he never got up to follow her. Ralph sat his ass on that couch waiting for a peach. He sat on that couch as his wife ran away crying after saying, you break my heart when you don't care about how I feel. Because in marriage, when the house belongs to you both, sometimes in marriages, people don't move out. That's really, we have to understand that everyone's first reaction to divorce, they don't move out. Some married couples literally live in the same household until they're divorced. So them sharing the same house, cohabitating, doesn't mean nothing. And a lot of married couples who are going through separation, going through divorce, will stay in the home to establish the residency of the house. Usually one person does not want to move out, so they both stay there. And if the house is big enough, they just live in separate rooms. So let's leave that be. Drew left. Ralph was on stage. Okay. We then see her backstage. She's crying. They're trying to fix her makeup. Her sister says, tell them about the PI. Meaning Drew has information on Ralph. And she said, no, I don't want to say that on TV. Meaning she has shit for the courts. For the divorce lawyers. Okay. Because she had a PI that she know what's going on. So it's like, I don't want to say it on TV. So we do see everybody on stage telling Ralph how bad of a hubby he is. Now, Sanya had gotten up to go check on, to go check on Drew. Sanya was the only one who got up. However, Sanya, this is what I loved about the situation. And this is also why I said next season it should be Kenya, Sanya, and Drew. Drew was hurt, crying backstage to her sister. Sanya got up, pregnant belly and all, and went and checked on Drew. On stage, Kenya is holding Ralph accountable for how he's acting because Kenya's like, it reminded me of Mark. And Kenya and Andy and even Marlo, a little bit, was saying to Ralph how the actions that you do on camera, you are not supporting her at all. They're telling him how bad you treat her on camera when she's telling you how she feels. We all see it. And I love the fact that Kenya sat there. She did not go support Drew in the dressing room, but she stayed on that stage. Kenya stayed on stage and supported Drew the best way a friend could. Let that motherfucker know what he doing wrong and why you can't make it seem like it's Drew. No, it's you. She held that man accountable. You hear me? Fully. Thank you, Brittany Bedford, new subscriber. Welcome to the corner. Welcome. We love you here. It's a great place. We have fun. We talk. We have conversations every day. Come, stay, watch the other content. But welcome to the corner. Thank you so much. So yeah, they're telling him how what he does is this not fair. Kenya says, Courtney been coming for your wife hard. And it's clear that she got information from you. And you are supporting Courtney, not your wife. And every time he tried to make an excuse or say, well, you know, well, this and what that, they're like, no, it's you. It's you. It's you. She's telling you how she feels. She's not faking. It's you. And Andy was saying it too. But Kenya, we've seen the most from Kenya. And she wasn't rude with it. Kenya was very calm, direct. She was like, you know, Ralph, you're coming for, you know, Courtney's coming for your wife, and you're supporting Courtney. She's telling you how she feels, and you're not listening. She was clearly just telling him calmly this is why I wish the men were here, because I'm like, if Ty and Ross was sitting there as men, as husbands, what would they have said to Ralph to let him know you ain't shit? Because you can't tell. Ty and Ross would never do that to Kandi and Sanya at all. You know what I'm saying? And again, Sanya's now checking on Drew. Mongetta was back there as well, checking on Drew. And I love that Sanya said, you know, it's okay. Come back out there, speak your truth, stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? And she was supportive of Drew in that moment. Because to me, she know that she's not faking it. She not faking it. And Kenya was supportive of Drew by checking Ralph. As Kenya is being nice and just telling him how she would feel. Because Kenya, I want the divorce too. I know how it feels. Ralph said, and how long were you married? She said, does it matter how long I was married? He said, well, yeah, you know, because I was like, see, he on that bullshit. And this is why I feel like production only having Ralph there was unfair. because you left Ralph, Sheree, Marlo, Courtney, and all of them to come at Drew. And if Ross and Todd were there, I fully feel like there should have been a moment of seeing them checking. I told you, I always compare it on Married to Medicine when Dr. Simone and Cecil were having their issues, and you seen the women talking to Simone, the men talking to Cecil. You seen all of them working together to help this couple, and the fact that Ross and Todd hopefully would have, bruh, go talk to your wife. You know what I'm saying? If a woman was coming at my wife, I don't see myself supporting a woman coming at my wife. We have not seen no men, even if Monyetta's husband Heath was there, because Heath seemed nice. You know what I'm saying? Why would y'all not have the other husbands there to talk to Ross, to talk to Ralph, the same way we had the women there with Drew? You know, and it's not even about the men trying to force Ralph to not be an asshole, but I do feel like a man's opinion in this situation would have helped, because Ross was sitting, I keep saying Ross, Ralph was sitting there as if everybody else was crazy and he's right, ain't never wrong, and that's some bullshit. And so, you know, Drew come back out, and Ralph said, well, I just want Drew to be happy. I just want to be happy. And I said bullshit. And the fact that they had Ralph sitting there, they had Ralph sitting there as Drew was singing her song. They had Drew sing her song. Her new song was called Throw Us Away. And Drew sounded great. You know, she sounded great. Ralph looked stupid. But the fact that, you know, Ralph sitting there and Drew was singing to him. And when at one part of the song, she said, you know what, you're gonna come back to me, but by then I'll be good. Because the song is really about like, you're hurting me. You know what I'm saying? You're saying these good things at one point, but you still are also willing to just throw us away. Like I love you, but I support court. So you're throwing us away. And by the time you come back to me, I'm gonna be good. Fuck you. You know, and again, I was not watching the whole time she was singing because I didn't ready to my live. But this wasn't acting to me. This was because Andy said that was awkward. We never had someone on the show singing a song, singing a breakup song to their husband on the show. See, it was very, very awkward because it's just that song was about Ralph and them. And I'm like, Ralph was just sitting there looking stupid. I don't think Drew hates Ralph. I don't think Drew doesn't love. I think Drew still has love for her husband because love don't go away that quickly. However, what it showed me was Drew. I said, Drew, if you go back to Ralph, you're stupid. Because Ralph has clearly showed you who he was. And the only way, I don't even mind if y'all don't divorce. If y'all gonna stay in mediation for 2 more, 4 more years, whatever, Ralph would have to make a full turnaround for me to feel like Drew can give him a chance to be back together. Period. Like, I don't think Drew has to quickly divorce him. I would manage she did, but I'm being realistic, okay? If she tried to make things work with him and he's in I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind that or whatever. However, if Ralph don't change, she should leave him and never look back. But I'm also aware that right now, she still has love for her husband, even though she don't trust that man and she's sad that still she's been with that man. And she said, when Drew said, "You wasted my 30s. You wasted I spent my 30s with you. I spent my 30s with you, and look at what you did. Look at what you did to me in my life, in my family life. Look at what you did. That's stupid. That's dumb." So, you know, when I watch these shows, I look at real life situations. I look and I try to have conversations from a realistic place. And I'm not saying that Drew is this angel who is being drawn so wrong by the show. What I'm saying is, in her marriage, she's a victim of this motherfucker right here. In her marriage, she's been trying to not show how embarrassed she is at what he's been putting her through. She doesn't want people to see what she's been going through. She's been holding all this in for a while. And now she's like, fuck it. I can't stop. Because each time I try to let you help me, try to let you love me, you pick somebody over me, even if you pick yourself. And that's what's fucked up. So a lot of folks are picking on Drew and all this and all that. And I'm like, no. Mm-mm. Y'all know we have to give grace sometimes. Not about any petty BS that she had with anyone. Drew literally was trying to not show us the demise of her marriage. That is how a lot of other married couples do. We don't see the demise until after the fact. So no one has to like Drew. But when you try to be obtuse to what is in our faces, that makes you a hater. Period. When we see things unraveling and showing what happened, and some folk want to focus on other shit, you're a hater. Because you rather point out the bad things versus what like y'all know I don't like Marlo. Y'all know I don't like Marlo. Marlo even was telling Ralph, I've been trying to tell you, like, so I hope you and her are good. I had to give kudos to Marlo. I'm still a little bit mad at Kandi. Kandi admitted how, well, no, Ralph, I called the production of the chocolate city thing. They said you what I'm saying, period. Sanya, boring as hell. But she went and helped Drew in the back. You know what I'm saying? Sheree stayed the most quiet, which is crazy. This is Sheree. The episode ended with Sheree saying, I'm praying that we get better and blah, 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 blah. Sheree is the one person on this show who's been through the most with niggas. You hear me? Bob embarrassed this lady. So much so that she still needed him and then acted like she was dating that man a few seasons after all their drama. Sheree is the only person on this show who has actively went through and have a finalized divorce with the asshole. We know because Kenya's still going through it. If anyone should have been given advice, it should have been Sheree. The fact that she was so quiet aggravates me. I hate people who want to make it seem like they want to help. They want to be nice. They want to help people. They want to make that ain't true at all. At all. And how Sanya, who ain't that much cool with Drew, got up to check on her. Kenya who I feel like is in the middle of Drew and Kandi's weird friendship, still stood up for Drew. Marlo said a little piece of how she's been talking to Ralph, and trying to tell him that her and Drew will be okay. But the fact that Sheree didn't say shit it shows Sheree's for self. Sheree's for self. Now we don't know if Sheree said things and they cut it out. From what we saw, it seemed like Sheree for self. And that's on her. That's on her. Like, the way Sanya wanted everybody to rally around her and show support for her, and the tragedy of her having a miscarriage. Look at what Drew was going through. Drew was losing a whole fucking husband who's an asshole, but she's still going through a very hard situation publicly. And the point of these shows is supposed to show support for other women. Like, and you're supposed to, like, when push comes to shove, show support in some kind of way. When you see, like, we didn't see Marlo grieving her nephew. We didn't see we didn't even know that man died. We are seeing Drew in this damn marriage. So when Sheree says stuff like, I think we can all be better, we can be this, miss me with the bullshit. Kandi and Kenya are friends. Drew don't have no friends on the show, but Kenya and Sanya show support in that moment. Also, Mamietta, she did show support too. Sheree, Marlo, and Courtney are an alliance. I feel like Sanya is understanding she may be siding too much, and she's being put, and she's being looked at as an alliance member as well, and she may not want that for next season because you may get fired. No one, they're all not friends. They're all co-workers. They're all working in one way or the other to get their peach or keep their peach. Next season, we do not need all these people. It should be Drew, Kenya, Sanya, and then bring in 4 other people. Keep Kandi as a friend of to Kenya, because Kandi always gone anyway. Kandi should be a friend of. We don't need Mamietta. Get rid of Sheree. We don't need Courtney. Marlo can be a friend of Sanya if they just need to have that. That's whatever. Whatever. But bring in 4 more peach holders. I don't mind if they bring Portia back. I don't mind that. And if they do that, they then need to bring in 4 new housewives. 3 more new people. If they bring back Portia, they should not bring anybody else back from the season. Bring in 3 fresh-blooded housewives. They should keep Kenya as a peach holder, Drew, and Sanya, to show Sanya had that new baby and how her and Ross, but she should have to show her and Ross in that new baby situation. Period. We're gonna see Drew and the shit she's going through with Ralph. Kenya, who's adopting, show that process. Also show her opening up her hair spot. And this will be Kenya's last season. And you then have the 3 new girls. You have Drew, Sanya, Portia, and then that's the new cast. And then going forward, keep it pushing. And that way you have rebooted the cast. Because let's be clear, Drew and Sanya, this is Drew's 3rd season. This is saying second. They're still new. They're still new. Kandi's long running. Sheree is from season 1. It's okay to get rid of them. Sheree, to me, does not have to be a friend of. If they just want to keep Kandi as a friend of, and let her pop in and pop out, and that's it. There's nothing else we need to see from Kandi because she's done it all. That ain't no shade. She's done it all. All she can do is show us the new, you know what I'm saying? And Kandi already brought up how supposedly Kandi and the gang coming back somewhere. Put Kandi somewhere else. On something else. She do not need to be a full-time housewife. Kandi has too much going on to be a full-time housewife. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. So when I say give her Kandi, that's put her on Kandi the Gang, and she also probably will do a show with Escape. She do not need to be a full-time housewife. Period. And because they did not show Kenya's hair salon this season, that can be her grand finale for season 16. Ralph ain't shit. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. I mean it. And I think it'll be okay for us to see he and Drew handle this divorce. But I feel like Courtney should not come around here. Production may be messy and leave Courtney around here, and that's fine. Because if they leave Courtney around here, who will be filming with Ralph, that's fine. Because Drew will have Kenya. And I'm like, break up the alliance. Break up these, you know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why Kandi can go and why Sheree and Marlo can go. Anyway, y'all, that's my whole review. Y'all know tomorrow we'll be live at 9 p.m. For a gossip chat, y'all. So come on, y'all. Look, y'all know we have a good time around here. We have good times around here. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. will be a full, well, Monday night, because it's after midnight here in Detroit. Monday night, 9 p.m. on the corner will be a full gossip chat, a good time to have our all. But y'all know this was wasted time, wasted footage, wasted patience, all for nothing. Okay? Okay. Now, again, we don't have any final say-so over who is back next season. We all speculating. We shall see eventually, but y'all know to like the video. Okay, y'all know to comment in the comment section if you watch the replay. Also, share the video. Share the video. Like the video. It helps. It helps. It helps. It helps. You can subscribe to my channel. I'm JayBird. Follow me on where social media at JayLeesCorner on these right here. IG, Twitter, TikTok. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. I hope me talking all day for 2.5 hours was enjoyable. Okay, I love you all. I love you all. We have a good ass time every time. My voice is going in and out. So I will see y'all tomorrow night for a gossip chat. I love you all. I gotta go. Be safe, be safe, be safe, y'all. Okay, bye.
So filled with stress.